All right, let's have a look at some of the memes on the Further Emergence Instagram feed. First one, simple, says, whatever comes, let it come. Whatever stays, let it stay. And whatever goes, let it go. So, in case you can't hear, I'm standing in front of a biggish river or a river in flow. And it's a good example of this whole idea of, the whole idea of going with the flow is popular and it sounds good, but sometimes it gets the idea of like you just sort of sit back and just let it all happen, which isn't what it's about, because then you just get blown around in your life. Like having a sense of what you're doing is very important, and without that, is you just can kind of drift through your whole life. There's a book, I mentioned it before, by Napoleon Hill. It's something like an interview with the devil or something like that. And in it he talks about drifting quite a lot. So going with the flow, yeah, it's good, but it's not immediately obvious, because initially you can feel like you're having to go against the flow, particularly the flow of popular thinking, the flow of your conditioning, the flow of lots of things. So going against that cannot be easy, and it doesn't feel very, peaceful or tranquil or any of those kind of, like those nice kind of ideas that you have about going with the flow. And this meme really speaks to it, like whatever comes, let it come. So you have your kind of where you're heading, but then you're not resisting the flow, the big flow of the mystery as it sort of powers through and just does what it's doing. Because like you can see very clearly from this river, it's, it would be hard to stop it. It's not saying it's impossible, but really you can't stop it. All you can do is redirect it. So this idea of letting it, whatever comes, come, and then whatever stays, let it stay, that can be hard. Maybe what comes you don't like, and maybe you don't want it to stay. Or maybe you do want it to stay, and then you can't do the next bit, which is whatever goes, let it go. But you will find that a lot of unhappiness is in resistance to that, meaning we don't like what's coming, we don't like what's here, and we don't want to let go of the things that we love and are attached to. So if we surrender to that big flow, keep on purpose, don't drift, have a direction, but then also be responsive to what's happening, then our unhappiness diminishes a lot, because whatever comes, we let it come. Whatever stays, we let it stay. And whatever goes, we let it go. Now, you mightn't like what stays, you mightn't like what you have to let go of, you mightn't like what comes, but if you're surrendered to that process, then it will be easier, so much easier than trying to stand against a big river like this.